I'm gonna say this, and it might be problematic.
Thank you for tuning into Lurkers,
the only podcast
where a real-life couple
discusses the internet's top relationship problems
every week.
We are your hosts,
Lily
and Rafi.
It's time to get real.
So, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. This week we have two very, very spicy posts to get into. Rafi, would you like to give our listeners a sneak of the first?
The first post is about a college student whose mother needs to do the work for her, and another college student who's just trying to graduate and is being subjected to the nonsense.
Yeah. And then our second post is about a mother who is at her absolute wit's end dealing with a very, very troublesome teen. A troublesome teen. It's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast.
Troublesome teen, troublesome teen, troublesome teen.
That was 3.
Troublesome teen, troublesome teen, troublesome teen. Yeah, whatever.
It's a tongue twister.
Whatever. All right. Yo, episode 10.
Okay.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you enjoy this week's episode.
Yes.
All right, I'm recording now, I think. Hello? Am I recording?
All right.
It says I am, but I feel like it's not. It's only recording in one side.
Oh, no.
Me.
Brief intro. Rafi's not recording and he almost forgot to record again. So I'm currently here. I'm all alone.
There's no one here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me.
Okay, now there you are. Hello.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Dun dun dun. Rafi encountering more technical difficulties. Are we surprised?
Don't be rude.
Are you fine?
Hello.
Are you actually recording now?
Yeah, I'm actually recording now.
Okay, sweet.
Oh my gosh. Yo. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 10. The technical difficulties were caught early this time, you know? I just did a yoga fresh start. That was the title of the yoga.
Oh, you did that one?
Yes.
That's the one I did yesterday, isn't that? It's a long practice.
It was very long, but it was very nice. Much needed, you know?
Yo, you're in a treat for tomorrow. Yoga for strength is...
I'm terrified.
Nightmare.
I need to be stopped. I had that realization. I said it at the end of last episode, and I've learned it now. I need to be stopped. My train of thought, when I just get going like I am now, it just like... And so I can just like get in the zone and just start pontificating as I am now.
I don't think being around me stops you from doing that, but...
Whatever, it's a podcast. People are listening because they want to hear what we gotta say. And a lot of times they're just hearing what I gotta say, and I apologize for that because Lily has significantly more insightful things to say, and I just talk a lot.
Aww. That's not true. You have many nuggets of wisdom.
Are you sure about that?
I also have really garbage Godfather impressions.
Okay, no, it was good. It was funny. It just like it wasn't your like 20-year-old Trump impression. Like that was God tier. You know what I mean? Like you can't hit that bench every single time.
But the music, you know, like I literally could put that Godfather theme song over anything, over this conversation we're having right now, and it'll be like objectively more comical. Like, oh my gosh. The thought of it is just killing me.
Stop it. Get some help.
Episode 10. Once
Episode
again,
10.
back at it.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. This is like a decade of episodes, but not a decade. A deca-week episode.
A deca week. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's a whole 10 weeks.
It's a whole trimester. Not in terms of pregnancy, because that's a little longer, I think.
Is it?
Right? I don't know.
No, yeah, that's about a trimester. We have carried a third of a baby through this term. And on that, I have something to tell you.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
That's not even funny.
Yo, I hope by the time that sentence left my mouth, you would be mailing me a coat hanger.
Cast it into the fire! Destroy it!
I don't even know if I'm going to leave that in. I do not even know if I'm going to leave that
I
in.
haven't said anything too problematic yet, I think. I don't know. Let that be what cancels me. I dare you.
My fans don't care, neither do I.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a lot. I'm sorry. Oh wait, doesn't okay? I feel like everybody goes viral with an apology these days. So just leave that in. And here's my apology. Wait, insert like some Tana Mojo music or whatever. Guys, I just want to say that I said some things, and it's been brought to my attention, and now I realize the gravity of what I did. And I know that can't fix anything, and it can't make it any better for those I've affected by my statement. But truly, I'm sorry. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to educate myself on these issues so that I can be more sensitive in the future. I am so sorry. Okay.
And scene.
Okay,
We're gonna go viral
I'm gonna
now.
save that. I'm gonna save that for whenever we do get in trouble, and we could just like keep reusing it. The generic apologies.
And then just like me, like Jeffree Star style, like sitting on a couch, and like it's just a photo of me with that audio playing.
I mean, I the more I think about that Jeffree Star video, the more I'm just like I have a certain level of respect for it.
And that is a very major problem of mine.
Because it's so unapologetically honest, you know?
I feel like that's how Andy Warhol would have done an apology video.
Are there any famous people you haven't met you'd like to meet?
No.
You met them all.
No. Just some nice horses.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, you know, none of these influencers are actually sorry for their actions. They're just sorry for the fact that their money's getting hurt. And Jeffree Star was like, it doesn't even matter. Look at the place that I live in right now. Like,
look at my couch.
Like, my couch costs more than your house, bro. Like, you think I
Yo,
care
the
right
frame
now?
of his couch, like, costs
That's
more
a
than
fact.
your entire family's net worth.
Like,
I'm paid in shape.
I don't support Jeffree Star in any way, shape, or form, but I respect it. He wasn't sorry, and he showed it.
This is a certified hood classic, Trapaholics Mixtapes.
Oh, my days, I got something in my eye. But I'm feeling fly, because it's episode 10, and we're back at it again. With my best friend.
We straight on the bend, heaven sent. Dear Mr. President, call me Marilyn because I be flexing these bends.
Music just turns me on.
Sipping on hen. Writing with the pen. I'm just kidding. This is off the dome.
But you still sitting on that throne?
Men. Oh, okay.
You're so creative. Where do you get your inspiration?
God and the gays.
If we were on the White Rapper show, that would probably get us. We'd probably be safe. We'd probably be safe. but almost anywhere else that was subpar.
I'm not a rapper. I'm saying I rap, but first and foremost, I'm an entity.
I also, I'm trying to position my camera because I look like one of the parents from Tom and Jerry right now because you can't see my head.
You always, that's how you always look to me.
All right. So, the bants were had. Now it's time to get into the main part of the dance. But first, we'll hit you with a little disclaimer. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is exclusively conjecture and exclusively for the conversational purposes. This is not legit
entertainment
100%
purposes. Sorry.
Entertainment purposes. Yes, correct. This is not legit 100% advice. This is merely just for entertainment purposes. We're out here trying to entertain the peoples. And if you need actual advice and actual counseling, you should seek our bio, because in our bio we have some free resources you can use to get that actual advice. But we don't want to see any lawsuits in the DMs if things go wrong, because you're like, oh, Rafi and Lily said this and they'd label their podcast as an advice podcast. No, we're the Lurkers podcast. We talk about the advice. We don't give the advice. Alas, the first topic of the day. We have post from u/throwray96, and they say, should I, 24 male, talk to my professor about the challenges of working with my classmate on a project when her mom is possibly going to be involved the whole time? Uh-oh. I'm still taking online courses this semester. Anyways, I have to write a research paper about her family through an anthropological perspective, and she has to do the same about mine. We had planned to talk over Zoom Saturday. Before the meeting, she said that she was shy. I said that I was shy too. I didn't think that she'd be this shy where her mom would be in our meeting. I barely talked to my classmate. Whenever I talked, the mom responded for her daughter as if she had anything to do with this project, which of course she didn't. At one point during the conversation, the mother said to me, it sounds like you want to get out of this project. If you have something to say, just say it. We won't be offended. I then said that wasn't the case at all, but my anxiety sends the wrong signals at all times. I've considered backing out of the assignment, even though it's a group effort between my classmate and I. The mother admitted to me that she read over the message I sent to my classmate on Canvas, which discussed the details of projects. I'm starting to believe that I've been in communication with the mom the entire time, and it will remain that way until the semester is over. Should I talk to my professor about what happened? This is the last semester before I graduate. The last thing I want is to fail because I'm working with someone that is not my classmate. If my classmate is really shy and nervous to talk to me, I'm not discriminating against her for that. I'm the same way. I'm just annoyed that I had to talk to her mom and might continue to move forward. Any advice is appreciated.
Yikes.
Bro.
What?
Yeah, go to your professor. Because, not only is it her, but, you could get in trouble by not saying anything. And, it's your last semester before you graduate. Do you really want to be tried for academic dishonesty? You
see the problem?
Also, y'all are in college. Y'all are grown-ass humans who are grown enough to where you should be doing your own projects, and you shouldn't be so shy that you can't do a partner project.
Also,
I'm sorry.
If you weren't on Zoom University, this would not be happening.
This is sick. This is sick.
I just I can't even begin to understand this. And maybe it's because I am an outgoing person and partner projects. I hate partner projects though, because I don't trust nobody. I did my thesis as a partner, or my capstone as a partner capstone. And I will say that was a very enjoyable experience. That is the best experience I have had and will ever have with a partner project. But other than that, I haven't had too many great partner project experiences. And this would have broken me. Especially if this happened my senior spring and I was about to graduate and I had to deal with this nonsense. Because it's not it's something you should be mad at. It's just something that shouldn't be happening. Period.
Bye. Deuces. You gotta go. Period.
I'm befuddled right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I would not. I don't know. our college has a lot of, like, crazy rich kids, and I know a lot of their parents, like, will write emails for them, and, like, but taking a whole damn class, like, I'm sorry, like, yes, tell your professor and tell them ASAP, like, yeah, anxiety's not an excuse. Like, that's not an excuse. Like, you're in college. They wouldn't even let kindergartners can't even do this. Like,
insubordinate and churlish.
And, like, maybe, you know, because you don't want to get the other person in trouble. But, like, maybe since I understand how hard, I'd love to avoid confrontation, don't get me wrong. And so my expert advice to you is to hit her up with a message and be like, yo, your mom cannot do this project for you. I am sorry. If you do, I'm going to have to go to the professor. I would like to do this project. I would like to avoid either of us getting in any form of academic dishonesty disputes. But, like, in order to do that, I cannot work with your mother. I have to work with you. And I understand you're shy, and you don't have to even come at her and be like, I understand you're shy, and, like, so am I. And to be entirely honest, this is just making everything weirder for me. Like, I'm just trying to graduate. You're a college student who needs to learn to grow the hell up and do your own projects. Don't say that last part, but, like, you get the gist of it.
but what if she's in communication with the mom? And the mom, like, pulls some, like, Jedi mind.
Then the mom is guaranteed a sociopath. And if you meet face to face next time and it's not the student talking and you could tell, then, like, yo, go to the professor. Just be like, it's your senior spring, bro. Do not risk anything. Like, just get out of college. Finish the task at hand. Like, what's the saying from Call of Duty?
Remember, no Russian.
No prisoners taken. If you have that conversation and it's clear you're still talking to the mom, just go to the professor. That's not even being a snitch. That's just, like, this is just childish. And you're just asking for, like, basic responsibility taking, which is doing a project for a class that they're supposed to be like.
That's some bullshit.
Should we look at the comments?
Let's go in the comments, yeah. Yeah, the top comment is from I Just Like Otters, okay? Yeah, I would go to your professor. Your classmate is refusing to do the project if she's not even talking to you. And ZenMD says, it's also academic fraud and plagiarism if the mother is doing all the work for her.
But below that, Diano says, it sounds like an interesting anthropological test subject. Examine your classmate's family through the lens of dominating parents stepping in to compensate for her shyness in their offspring, and how shyness is a result of their parent forcing their child to live a sheltered life. Dang. That's some, like, Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Dennis, you take that confession to the police, use your charm and good looks, and get that reward money.
Done and done.
I mean, it is anthropology. Like, you're not wrong.
Cheeky8 responded to that saying this: it's fascinating that you're studying her family, and it turns out she has an intense parental unit trying to do the work for their child. Say you're graduating in 24, which makes the mom doing the work for your classmate extra concerning. Like, she's not a 14-year-old struggling with math. This is an adult who's unable to write a college paper out of shyness, and you just happen to be studying their family for the paper. Amazing coincidence. Wow. I mean, definitely those comments give me sociopath vibes, but, like, it's also an anthropological study, so, like,
why not let it fly?
Right Way 3116 says, a helicopter mom is one who hovers and monitors everything. This sounds more like a lawnmower mom who mows down any and all obstacles or challenges or difficulties so their child never experiences discomfort or hardship. So enabling and damaging.
Dang. A lawnmower mom? That has level. Dang.
Someone else said it's an upside down helicopter.
I call it KKK cause my chopper hate.
Foxy Freckles 1989 says, do you feel she deserves to graduate if it's uncovered that her mother has legitimately done all of her schoolwork? And the reply was, no, I guess I don't. Still, I'd feel pretty bad for the girl. If I were on that academic review board, I'd rather not be an active participant in her mother's up of her life. I'd want to give her the chance to do the work herself, conditioned on mandatory counseling for both of them. Oh, and Foxy Freckles says, I'd feel terrible for her as well. That being said, she'd legitimately have to start over from day one, credit one, because there'd be absolutely no way of proving she'd done any of her work.
It's a little bit harsh.
Yo, why did my response get downvoted?
Your response?
Milo and Lloyd said, absolutely talk with your professor, but I would give a heads up to the student directly first. If your classmate doesn't know how you feel about this dynamic, it will complicate things a lot further. If your classmate is shy, she might also prefer to respond to you over writing or email if you're willing to be patient with her. I'm speaking from my own experience of loving someone in my life who is severely shy. Like, except for that last part, like, it's basically what I said, and this person's getting downvoted. And Jammin' Jammy 23 is like, I think it's a nice gesture to give the classmate a heads up, but being nice won't always be a good thing. Also, how can we be sure the mom isn't the one responding to OP? I'm pretty sure the classmate already knows how controlling their mom is. Clearly, she can't do anything about it. Helicopter mom needs a wake-up call, and hopefully the professor will be able to give her that, which won't happen unless OP speaks up. Lastly, I don't think it's something OP has to deal with anymore. They're basically just students wanting to finish their stuff so they can graduate, and dealing with a controlling mom and all that drama that comes with it should be the least of their problem. Yeah, but also, like, give this person a chance to take agency.
But they have, and they clearly haven't. I don't know. Also, though, like, this person could genuinely get in trouble for academic dishonesty.
That's why I'm saying, like, give the person a chance to just be like, yo, like, I'll do the work,
No, but the OP could, because they know
True.
and they're not doing anything about it. And it's like, they're about to graduate. Why should they risk that?
I guess you're right. I just, like, I don't know. This is just like this is just like so baffling to me because I know some super controlling parents. I've seen some super privileged kids do things in college and like their parents enable it, but like this is just
On a new level.
Mango Gringo asks, "Is she hot?" What? Bonk. Call the horny police.
What you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
I like this one. A Horse Apiece says, you should go to your prof and you should tell the mom, in all caps, that you don't think it's appropriate for her to answer all the questions. Just say that. You didn't say it at the opportunity you had. If you have another opportunity, take it. Scenario 1. The kid lied to the mom about the project and made it seem like the mom was supposed to answer the questions. If you enlighten the mom, you're helping hold the kid accountable for doing their work. Scenario 2. The mom's invasive behavior is an ongoing problem in the kid's life. You speaking up to her lets that kid see how it's done. I would call up that mom. She might seriously need to take several seats. She could be messing up her kid's life very badly. Okay, first of all, you're in college. This person is not a kid. This person is a young adult. Which just makes the situation even more unacceptable.
Yeah, like, even if this was high school, I'd be questioning it. But you're right. Like,
yeah.
You're collegiate. Like, this is why motherfuckers need a master degree now in order to get jobs. Like, it's because this is what college has evolved to. This is not fair.
It's not fair. 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 Not fair.
Loot Fisk aficionado says, you can certainly discuss this with your prof, but certainly as a college grad myself, I'd be very surprised if your professor would give two shits about your situation. Unless you got hard evidence that someone is cheating on a critical final exam, they could pretty much care less about what gets done as long as it gets done. They get paid either way. If I were you, I'd completely forget about who's doing the work on your partner's end and just put your head down and get the project done. After all, that's really the point of doing partner projects like this. Your willingness to work alongside other people to complete the task you're given. You go to your professor and tattle on your partner. It sounds backward, but it's not going to reflect well on you as a partner. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. Hard work, do the best work you can do, and get it done.
But they're not even partners. She didn't get partnered with the mom.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that one, Chief. Loot Fisca aficionado. Yeah, no. I disagree with you.
No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
The comments aren't really offering anything at this point. Offering anything new. We said it. We can continue to say it. my final advice is, yeah, you probably want to go tell your professor. If you want to give her the shot to right her wrongs and make sure it's her doing it and like make a plan to do that, then do so. Give her the chance, give her the heads up that you're like, this is not okay, and you might get in trouble for academic dishonesty. But other than that, forget about it. Get that degree, my guy.
Good morning, Tippity Top Kickers. Let's get this bread.
Yeah, I don't think it'll reflect badly on you to tell your professor.
Agreed.
Because your school would definitely care. I don't know, and you obviously care, and you're about to graduate. You don't need to deal with this shit. Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yo. So today for your punishment, you're getting something that was re-recorded. It was supposed to be unedited, but my phone messed up, so you're getting better quality. And you don't deserve that. Y'all didn't send us a question. This is supposed to be a punishment. So I'm going to have to go extra hard. And what you will be receiving today is something that I hope when you sleep at night, hearing this, you think about this, and you sit there and you question existence. It's a little mean what I'm doing, honestly, because what I'm about to do is read you quotes from Donald Trump Jr. Yes, the son of Donald Trump. Not even Donald Trump himself, just the son. And like, go into it knowing that Donald Trump is more successful than most of these people on this earth. And Donald Trump Jr., by a result of his father's success, is even more successful. And success is subjective, of course, but like, in the eyes of the world, he is deemed successful, and that's something that that's a world we live in. So, here are some quotes from one of the most successful men in the world. I have no middle wardrobe. I go from the suit to the jeans. I'm kind of a closet redneck. I'm pretty certain I'm the only son of a billionaire who could drive a D10 Caterpillar better than they can drive a golf cart. The hardest working Americans, the people that made this country so great, they've been left in the dust. All right, that's fair. See, even Donald Trump Jr. says things that are fair sometimes. I think politics is a dirty game. We've seen the sides they take. We've seen the commentary they've had on my father. We've gotten to a point where you can't even be a politician and actually say what you're thinking because someone's going to get offended. And God forbid, like, everyone's so sensitive now. It's ridiculous. From the man that wrote a book called Triggered and is one of the most successful men in the world. Some people like to paint and sing. We like to create and build. I don't even know what that means. I really don't. Russians make up a pretty disproportionate cross-section of a lot of our assets. Yes, that is a real quote from Donald Trump Jr. And he's never going to jail. His family's never going to jail. But they played us all. And they're more successful than all of us. So yeah. Have a good night. I'm sorry. Okay, continue. We gotta cut all that out.
Okay, I'm gonna read.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. User throw RA56410 posts. This was the last straw. My daughter, 15, is being sent to her dad's house tomorrow night. Need help on how to fully forgive and to tell her without showing my visible anger. Extremely angry and hurt right now. I do not like showing people this side of me, and I'm trying to calm down. I do not want to yell. She stole my debit card and spent hundreds of dollars with friends because she knows I don't get notifications on that card. I confiscated hers after she used it on a puff bar. Very hurt. The kind of hurt when you don't want to talk out loud. I'm doing everything I can right now. All she had to do was try with me. Take the bus and go to counseling. I advised her to get the help she needed. Enrolled, but she didn't take the bus. I can no longer afford to take care of her myself. I said no sneaking out, stop skipping school, and stop shoplifting. I can't have all eyes on deck 24/7. I work endlessly. I can't stop working just to go to her school and have a meeting. My job, our support system, is on the line. I told her dad the last time, and we both agreed. She knows how her dad is. You think going 2,000 miles away would make her stop? Nope. Picked up with it again when she thought I wasn't looking. Had to have the bank call me. You would think it was a stranger, but once you look at the location where all this was purchased, it was sad. I didn't want to believe it. Sure enough, I go in her room, and the bags from the stores where my card was Sure enough, I go in her room, and the bags from the stores where my card was used was in. My card is under her pillow. The receipt's on the floor. I just got off the phone with her dad, and he's planning to go book a ticket for tomorrow night so she doesn't leave. Her sister can come out here since she isn't staying too far away to escort her to the house. I told her that it wasn't going to be like this anymore. I warned her that drastic measures will occur. I told her that she'll have to go with her dad. I tried what I could. It's been constant turmoil. How do you fully forgive somebody who would steal from you and constantly hurt you? Constant turmoil. I tried to be there for her and send her to counseling and those programs where they help you. Trying to speak with her, figure out what's wrong. I have other kids, twins, 12, staying with their dad because of school. My children are the world to me, but what I feel right now isn't describable. She should be getting back at 6. I took off work these 2 days to monitor her. Yeah, eventful day. Edit. She just left about 30 minutes ago. It was painful but needed send-off. Her aunt is driving her to the airport as I'm typing this. Her dad will call me when she gets in and starts her new school on Tuesday. Thank you to everyone who helped, even if I didn't reply to your comment. I saw and appreciate it. She's mad, but I stood my ground because I warned her already. I know this is for the best.
Oh.
Damn.
That's brutal. That's so brutal.
I mean, your daughter's kind of an icon. She went 2,000 miles away to go shopping, but then was still too dumb and left the bags in her room with the receipts.
That is not correct.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she went 2,000 miles away to go shopping.
Yeah, she's not just like out here buying a flight to go shopping. That'd be wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that would be iconic.
Yeah, and you forget to leave the bags. You did all that planning. That'd be brutal. But no, that sucks. That's just really hard because, like you said, like you're working, you're on the grind, you're just trying to support her, but she's also so young, like, and all she probably wants is her mother, you know, and like. This is why.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna make the mother feel guilty for having a job.
That's not. I'm not about to say anything about the mother, negative about the mother. I was about to pop off. No,
but you're blaming it on the mother by saying,
I'm not.
No, God, please, no.
I'm not putting anything on the mother.
That's what you just said by saying, oh, she just wants her mom. Like, yes, but like that can't change. And
yeah. Because of capitalism, which is where I was going with this.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not the mother, it's capitalism.
It's capitalism, and it's the system that we live in, and it's that, yes, what she does need is her mother. And what she probably wants is her mother. But, like, the fact of the matter is what y'all need to exist as humans, and to live and have a roof over your head and to be operating with food in your bodies, you need to work. And, like, that's so brutal, and maybe one day she'll understand that, you know, and she'll come and really regret her decisions, and you just kind of have to give her that time because she needs to grow. And like, it sounds like this wasn't the first time, and you tried to give her that chance, and she betrayed your trust, and like, you did what you had to do, and so you shouldn't feel bad at all. You've been doing what you had to do.
Don't you make me feel guilty.
Sure, and like, I think the only thing you can do right now is just like, maybe try and support her as much as you can to try and find people who will be there for her to help her grow. Because that's what she needs to do right now is grow. And like, that's, yeah, Lily, go. I'm like,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I mean, because she's asking for help on how to fully forgive. And it's like, okay, well, you can fully forgive her by being her mother. I'm sorry, but like, that's what moms are here for. That's just part of being a mom. But to tell her without showing your visible anger, I think it's perfectly acceptable to be visibly angry with your daughter.
Hey! I am your mother!
I think trying to like not be visibly angry with her will just continue to more of this behavior repeating. You know, like, I feel like this has gotten to a point where, like, this behavior clearly needs to stop, and you clearly have given her multiple chances and provided her other solutions, and, like, paying for her to go to therapy and all of this stuff, like, that's incredible, and, like, just, like, I think that's something that's noteworthy is, like, her caring about her mental health and like being willing to pay for this when they're clearly already financially stressed.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
I think it's perfectly acceptable to like show your daughter the full work of your anger, and like also like once that's over and done with, like clue your daughter into how hard you work for money. And also like I would say like a good punishment for your daughter is like she's 15 when she's 16 and comes back home, make her get a job.
Walk a mile in these Louboutins.
Make her get a job so that way like she'll have her own money to not only spend on things, but like also it'll teach her responsibility and like give her something to do that's not all of these terrible things. And like make her pay you back every penny for what she stole through that job. And like, yeah, I think now it's perfectly okay for her to see her full anger, but like my initial advice is like when she turns 16 or whenever she comes back home to live with you, like make her get a job.
That is absolutely incredible advice. Teach her the value of money and like what.
And the value of working, you know, like working's not always fun. And like it'll give her more of an appreciation for how hard you work.
100%. I like could not agree more. And like just to like re-explain what Lily just said.
Let me mansplain something to you, okay?
Show your anger. Show your anger. Let her know. And like let it be though. Like don't like, because otherwise you're gonna hold on to that anger. And like just let it out and be like, yo, like this is so beyond unacceptable. And she knows that you typically don't want to yell and you typically do hold in your anger, but like let her know that like this is beyond unacceptable. And it sounds like you did that based on the edit, but like this is brutal. And like you have other kids too that you're trying to support. Like golly gee.
Younger twins who are about to also enter the precipice of teenagehood. Girl, she's got a lot on her plate.
A whole lot. Twin boys?
Oh God. 12-year-old twin boys. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's get into the comments.
See what these commentes have to say.
Is that Spanish or French?
Top comment is from Jen5872, who says, "You don't have to hide your anger. It won't break her. Confiscate the bags and your debit card and return everything. She sure as hell shouldn't be allowed to keep all the stuff she bought with your stolen debit card. I'm not sure how you'll force her on a plane if she doesn't want to go through unless her choice is to go to her dad's or face juvie hall after you report her for credit card fraud and theft." And then OP responded,
"I know sure as hell that she doesn't want to go, but I told her time after time, haven't thought about what I would if she flat out refuses."
Jen5872 responded to that. "If you file a report with the cops, those are her choices. Go to her dad's or be charged with a crime. You have to follow through."
Dang. Yeah, and All About Cats 91 says this. "Eventually she's going to steal from someone who won't give her an escape route to being charged with a crime."
Facts.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Someone says, yeah, she steals with someone who doesn't deal with cops. That'd be my fear. Daughter hit with tire iron for theft. Not good.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's your girl back at it again, and guess what I'm doing today? I am complaining. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and it might be problematic. Being a klepto isn't cute. Being a klepto is some privileged ass bull, and teach that lesson young, because once they get into their adulthood and become kleptos, they'll do things like take away the 24-hour kiosk at their college because these white women keep stealing all the food and then get it closed. I'm so upset. I will never forget.
How do you know it was women?
How do I know it was women? Because I know the people who did it. I'm not gonna name names, but I know the people who did it. And
I just stole all this stuff from the bookstore.
you. Yeah, and I'm sure some of my listeners are those people, or some of those people. And you know what? You for that. Like, I don't support it. I don't support it.
Period.
Pop off, Rafi.
That makes me so mad, Lily. We literally had the 24-hour kiosk at our school was like, because like it gave us an option at any hour of the day, of the night.
Besides Denny's.
Yes. Our only other option was Denny's. Because if it was past 3 a.m., Domino's is closed. You don't even want to order Domino's ever. You just do it. Disgusting! And so your other option is Denny's. And, like, God only knows the sketchy that happened in Denny's. That's not even me, like, stereotyping the Denny's or anything.
Yeah,
that just,
I can attest.
Lily has stories. I have stories. That Denny's has certified sketchy going down in it. And so now there's this kiosk for literally, it lasted like a month, and then it was just taken away, and I was heartbroken. And then I met later the people who did it, or some of the people who were caught. And it's just like, yo, like, that isn't cute. And like, and it's never anybody who like has had to work for shit. Like, honestly.
Well, yeah, because most people have to work to realize the people that work there are the ones that have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Not the school that they're stealing from.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I could.
And it's just like, y'all, it's not cute. It's not funny. It's not cool. It doesn't make you edgy. It makes you a thief. Period. Like,
get some help.
Sorry, I just had to. I had to let that out.
Okay, here's one.
Yeah. Take it.
This comment makes me nauseous. All right. Tired and bored, clearly, says, technically she's being a juvenile delinquent. If she's refusing counseling, you should get her in an inpatient program, mental hospital. It sounds crazy, because it is, but you will sleep really good for a week while she's there. They offer counseling plus family counseling and might get to the bottom of the situation. If she's a minor, she has to attend counseling. She can't refuse. You can get her a parole officer, and she screws up again, they can make her juvenile delinquent. That would involve the state. They may send her to a program if she doesn't straighten up. Yes, you could send her to dad's, if that's an option. But not choosing a consequent will mean she got away with it. I speak as a parent who has a bipolar teenage girl. Trust me, they don't get better until you lay down the ground rules.
What?
Please don't take that advice. Please don't take that advice.
That's so upsetting. I'm not even going to use the "that's so upsetting" meme.
I feel first of all, this poor woman's daughter, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that your mom views mental health hospitals as a punishment. Sticking your daughter in an inpatient program as a punishment when she doesn't have a diagnosed mental health issue, that's not what they're there for, sweetie. That's not what they're there for. And I'm sorry for your daughter. The fact that she would even equate like just bad, dishonest behavior with mental health problems and with her daughter's bipolar disorder. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Bad advice. Bad advice.
Awful advice. And like, that's so upsetting because that's a very common view of mental health in America. And it's like, it's so damaging because it does so much more damage because you think, oh yeah, they're going to get to the bottom of the issue, but the bottom of the issue might be you. It might be the fact that you're not always there for whatever very valid reasons, and that's really hard. And that's not due to mental health, that's due to just being a child, you know? And then at that point, what you're doing is you're pushing them further away from you, and which only furthers the damage. This situation reminds me, like, that comment, I didn't want to bring it up, but I have to bring it up now, is that this comment reminds me of the, I just read a memoir, the first book I read in a long time, called Casher in the Rye. Not Catcher in the Rye, Casher. It's Moshe Kasher's memoir of his childhood, and he was a genuine problem. He was a genuine juvenile delinquent. But the thing was he messed up once when he was like 12. And then he just was in and out of counseling centers from then on. And it just pushed him further and further away from his family and further into this path of just like isolation, just feeling like something's wrong with him. When at the end of the day, the reality of his situation was he lived in a up situation, period. And like him going to counseling only made all of that worse. There was no understanding.
Not him going to counseling, him being institutionalized.
Yeah, correct. I am very sorry. I misspoke. Thank you. Yes, and like his institutionalization and being put in and out of these systems made it so much worse and exacerbated the issue tenfold. And like realistically what he needed, and in hindsight he realizes it, but like there was a point when it was just like he kind of was beginning to realize it, but it was too late, and he was already too much of a problem and already too addicted to drugs, realistically. But that's highly recommend the memoir. Taught me a lot. I wept like a baby after I read it. But besides the point, like it.
That might have been the wine.
Might have been the wine. Might have been the wine. It's just like what he needed at the end of the day was that understanding that, like, yeah, this sucks. Like, he just needed someone to acknowledge that. And the person who he wanted to acknowledge that was his family, you know, and his mom. And he really, and like, that's a very difficult thing to do as a mother. And like, I can't say that that's what you should do. I can't give that as my advice, because I'm sure you've probably had that conversation that you're working hard as hell, and like I highly agree with Lily that you should show her what work is like and make her get a job when she turns 16. But yo, I repeat, do not send your child to an inpatient center. That is
as a punishment.
As a punishment, incorrect.
Like,
incorrect.
No.
No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time.
So you/Diana chick says, this is an essay, so be ready, y'all. I'll do my best to read with tact and with clarity. After I left my husband, and without going into all the details, he really did a number on both of our kids. He single-handedly destroyed his relationship with them. My son was 11, my daughter was 14. They were great kids. My son went completely off the rails. He started skipping school, smoking weed, stealing, lying, and running away. I was a single mom working full-time. The handful of times I reached out to their dad for help, he refused. It got to the point where sometimes the police would be at my door several times in 1 week. The stealing was constant. He stole from schools, from recreation centers, from his sister, and from me. I reached out to help everywhere. Psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers, school counselors, private counselors, the police, any agency I thought could help. Nothing did. I felt like my life was a living hell. I tried everything. I tried reasoning with him, tried to make him understand that what he was doing would have consequences. I punished him. I bribed him. I threatened him. And still nothing. One day, in the middle of a crisis, I reached out to one of the counselors we had been seeing, and she admitted it was over her head. She put me in touch with a parent support group. I went to the next meeting. I listened to all the stories of the parents and thought to myself, this is crazy. None of this could possibly work, but I was so desperate I went back the next week. What I didn't know and couldn't know was that the group was just what I needed. We worked on one small plan each week. The goal was to reconnect with my son. It took strength, patience, and willingness to see everything through a completely different lens. I couldn't keep up with everything he was doing. I almost lost my job. I was exhausted and even ended up with cancer at one point. Here's some of the things I did. I stopped repeating myself. If I told him something once, that was the last time I told him. Anything past that turned into nagging. I put locks on all bedroom doors, including his. I kept my key with me in my pocket. I told my daughter that if she didn't want stuff stolen, she should make sure she locked her door and kept the key with her. I told my son he was responsible for his key. I also told both kids that because I paid rent, I would have a key to each of their rooms. He was stealing, but he could no longer steal from us. When the police started arresting him, I didn't try and get him out. I let them hold him overnight and take him to court the next day in the paddy wagon. I would always show up in court because I wanted the judge to know he had someone who cared about him. Many of the kids in that courtroom had no one present. When he stole something from the school, I told the school to call the police, not me. When he would take off with his friends, I stopped looking for him. Instead of waiting all night for him to get home at 10 o'clock, I would leave his dinner in the oven. I stopped asking questions that I knew were going to get me a lie in reply. When I found Reed in his room, I flushed it down the toilet. But I didn't lecture him on top of that. I just flushed. Don't get me wrong. At first, I took everything very personally, but I learned he wasn't doing it to me. He was just doing it. He was just trying to get his needs met. He wasn't doing it to hurt me specifically, but he was hurting me in the process. So I found ways to counteract that. I didn't yell. I didn't criticize. I didn't blame. I just blocked him everywhere I could. Instead of counting on him to do what I wanted him to do, I put the onus on myself to prevent it. And through all this, I treated him with kindness. He got to decide who he was going to be. But I also got to decide that regardless of what he was doing, I got to decide who I was going to be in all this. Our relationship improved drastically. My son's last charge was right before he turned 18. A little over 2 years ago, he started some new bullshit with me, and I gave him some more warnings than I cared to. I had told him if he didn't stop what he was doing, I was going to kick him out. He didn't stop what he was doing, and so I told him to leave. Surprisingly, he was shocked. He left, and he was really pissed at me, but I was okay with that. I would invite him to dinner every 2 weeks, and he would always decline. After several attempts, I finally just said to him, "You know what? You're right. It is too soon. Why don't you just call me when you want to come to dinner with us?" He called about a month later, and him and his girlfriend came and joined me and my daughter for dinner. After one conversation several months after that, I said to him, "I know you don't know it now, but I made the right decision kicking you out. You won't understand that now, but you will understand someday." And he said something to the effect of, "Mom, I know you had to do it, and it was the right decision for both of us." The thing is, we were always close, and when he started acting out, I believed it was my job to dole out the punishment and get him back in line, until I learned the only person I could control was me. I couldn't control what he was doing. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And once I accepted that and let the natural consequences become his punishment, it was the best thing I could have done. I just focused on the son that I loved, not the shitty decisions he was making and not the shitty things he was doing. I focused on him. My son and I have a relationship, but that came to be because I focused on repairing the relationship, not all the things that he was doing that I hated. He said to me recently in a conversation about something he was struggling with, "Don't worry, Mom, I'm not your problem anymore." I responded back to him, "You were never my problem. You were always my son." He welled up, and telling him that sat right with me. What? I responded back to him, "You were never my problem. You were always my son." He welled up, and telling him that sat right with me. I no longer worry if he's going to have an amazing job that pays him a lot of money. I don't worry about how far he'll go in school. I don't focus on his achievements. I focus on his character, and I'm good with that. I hope something I have shared here helps you. Wow.
That's really beautiful.
That's really, really beautiful.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Diana Chick, you are an awesome mother.
She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
And incredibly strong.
And let me clarify what I said earlier, that this is the importance of counseling. Counseling is very different than institutionalized inpatient centers. Let that be known. And the fact that she went and seeked some help and got it after trying everything. And that's the thing. And I guess that's the advice I can end with to OP is, you're going to try things and it's not going to work, but don't get discouraged. You don't focus on the decisions they're making. Focus on him, you know? Just like Diana said. Like, you are...
I can't believe it. Amazing.
You might be in for a ride, but at the end of the day, you love your daughter, and it's clear. You wouldn't be trying to hold in your anger. You wouldn't be writing on the internet looking for the advice of strangers if you didn't. And you're in an incredibly difficult situation.
I think I would add to that is, like, I know OP mentioned they're very busy, but, like, try to find time to go to a support group, you know? And, like, I feel like just hearing other stories from real people and parents, and, like, even, like, joining a Facebook group, I'm sure you could find something like that, or a Reddit community, just to kind of, like, have some other mothers to share stories with, some other parents, and maybe get some advice. But yeah.
OP, you're in for a rough one, but stay strong. And there are success stories out there for sure.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Wow.
On that note,
that concludes episode 10.
Episode 10 in the books.
It's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. 10 straight weeks, not an episode missed. Should be proud of ourselves.
I was going to say, so y'all aren't subjected to another terrible midway segment of the week, please do send us your questions.
Oh, yeah. Pretty please. Pretty please. For the faithful listeners, if you've listened to all 10 episodes, you are so much more...
certified lurker.
Yeah, you're a certified lurker, especially the fact that y'all aren't sending us comments and submissions, but you're still listening. Can't blame you for that. This is the Lurkers podcast, so mad respect. And more than that, I appreciate you so much. You are a homie, nonetheless.
Oh, make sure you also give us a follow on Instagram at the Lurkers podcast. Check out our Anchor page. Give us some love. Give us some not love. Do what you feel.
Facts.
But we are sending love to you. Breathing love in and breathing love out. Always.
Yes. And if you throw some hate our way, like, that's still interactions. We appreciate it. That's still love. Still helping.
But we still won't accept the haterade.
No.
We're not going to be sipping no haterade.
Oh, no.
Tea only. And water. ASMR.
Facts. Stay hydrated.
Now I'm hydrating before I dehydrate.
I hated that.
I am very uncomfortable with the energy that we've created in the studio today.
Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Wear a mask even if you're vaccinated, you know. Just got the CDC guidelines. Keep the people safe.
Double mask.
Double mask.
Do it.
Just, y'all.
Triple mask. Put a mask over the rest of your ugly face. Just kidding. You're beautiful.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, you're beautiful. But, like, if you need to, like, take that snippet out and send it to somebody as a meme because they're being ugly and they're not wearing a mask, then do it. Do it.
Fly, you fools.
All right. It's time to sign off. Episode 10 in the books. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Links in the bio to counseling, links in the bio to the Instagram, you know how it be. It's episode 10. We're double digits now. But yes. Have a great week, you Lurkin' Larrys. See you next Sunday.